Hey everyone, thank you for 2,000 subscribers. We have a perfect video for today, so make sure you watch until the end for Gatineau Airshow 2025. We are lucky to hit 2,000 subscribers before I uploaded this first video, the Friday display of the AERO Gatineau Airshow of 2025. And just before we start, do you know if we'll see Captain Caitie Clapp? Will we get a good look of the static display of the Gatineau Airshow? And will we have a chance to see the CT-102B once again on static display? Find out in this video. And thank you for subscribing. Make sure you give this another like. And make sure to like and subscribe to Storm Super Madness. And then you'll see what will happen on the Sunday Airshow. Anyways, enjoy. Because coming on right now, it's the ultimate airshow of September that we've seen involving Canadian aircraft like the C-130J, Yellow Wings, Christen Eagle, Victory Flighton, Corsair, and Snowbirds, and CF-18 Hornet, and including the Skyhawks, even the Geronimo Jet parachute team, vying for the lineup at AERO Gatineau for one of our biggest air shows of the year.
Je suis venu, ils m'ont donné la tasse de bénévole de cela.
Lui, c'est un moteur essence, donc le carburateur est bloqué ici.
Ouais, le trou.
Ça, c'est le carburateur.
Welcome to Gatineau. For one of our next times that Storm Superman has a touchdown in this great province of Quebec, and we are here for the AERO Gatineau-Ottawa Airshow, one of the biggest events of the year. A big static display on the ground as you've seen here, including almost every aircraft that's almost in Canadian service, but we are here for the action in the air. And now it's time to start the airshow program at AERO Gatineau Airshow as the first warbirds are taxiing towards the runway for their display to start off. And now we have another aircraft that is making its departure to take off. It's the jump plane of the Skyhawks, the SE-7 Skyvan. It'll be taking off just before the Yellow Wings, and then it's going to go up about a couple feet, probably 2,500 feet, and then soon they'll be letting the Skyhawks jump out from the back. And now to start the show, we start off with the Yellow Wings of Canada with their iconic trainers used during World War II. And there goes two of them launching into the air. And this is the first time we have seen the Yellow Wings since 2022. We actually seen them in 2021, 2019, 2018, and 2022. And they're back once again, except we're supposed to have a Harbor 4. Unfortunately, due to pilot sickness, his aircraft has been canceled for the display. Instead, it was put on static display, which we saw earlier. We've seen the Yellow Wings in 2018 and 2019, that was mostly two-ship or single-ship formation heritage flights, and we've seen them fly kind of in four-ship in 2021, and then in 2022, that's when it was the last time we would see them with the Harvard. But we would have seen the Harvard this time, but since the pilot wasn't able to fly, his Harbor 4 from the Vintage Wings of Canada and Yellow Wings were added for static display for a change of plans.
That's because he's part of the International Council of Airshows graduating program for entry into the airshow industry. His hard gap today will be 400 feet above the ground.
Now for an aerial display, which will turn some smoke on this time, and it's the CJ6, and its first display of today. Except this one will be performed at a higher altitude, and later it'll be performed at a lower altitude for the CJ6A. This is a Chinese-built trainer aircraft, and it's been used, and this is the one that we see here in Canada, which is actually from China, except it was from here in Canada for now, and it was putting quite an aerobatic display, as it was known as the Red Dragon in the sky. This is a display that no one ever wants to miss. So, here we are, watching the CJ6, the Red Dragon in the sky, over the skies of Gatineau Airshow.
That's true. I like to call this the kegger roll, because we all know keggers have way more fun than six-packers. If you're
Time for some parachute time, and now here's the Skyhawks. That's right, it's time for the Canadian Armed Forces Skyhawks and their opening ceremony, with their flag ceremonies and their national anthems.
center, just above the ground. Please, one more time, give it up for our solo flag for Canadian.
After their flag ceremony, opening ceremony, it's now time for the Skyhawks parachute team demonstration with a full opening ceremony display. Because we actually saw their flag ceremony that was opening our program, and now it's time for their full demonstration with some smoke and cool stunts that almost no other parachute team could ever do.
Just physical fitness and teamwork keeping them together as they barrel and round again. Approaching the area further in. Down planning towards the ground, putting out into a butterfly, reversing their course just above the ground, breaking apart. Please give it up for our aerobatics team. See the therapies that they took, put it up on top. As Sergeant Jones breaks away, the last two jumpers remain in a down plane towards the ground, the speed highlighted excellently by the smoke trailing behind them before they explode apart, and they'll make their way towards the drop zone for their landing.
Huh, George? You, me, and Phillips. Like that. I want to be there.
Here they come. The Skyhawks are about to touch down.
As they come in for their landing, please give it up for our three-stack drag team. Super player, please send their 8 kick down to Dr. Club and Caitie.
He did 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rotations through the sky. How dizzy do you think she is right now? So then please give it up for our candy cane. Super play up me saying a candy bamba.
up there.
As they come directly above show center, they fan their canopies in a 180-degree arc with half circle to become side by side. Now creating more space between their canopies, downplane towards the ground at 60 kilometers an hour, all helping out of our muscle mass in the middle, going velocity as they explode apart, getting a great sense of the force they have to.
Comme ça, ils disaient, cet avion-là, sont allés chercher
As our last jumpers coming in the land, please give up for our side-by-side team. See the ball, 37, they keep the drop on the court.
les ceux qui en ont avec les balles dans le cours.
Now it's time for some warbirds, and here goes 3 of them about to launch into the air, and this is the victory flight.
On va voir Canadian Queen qui va lancer du ciel un autre groupe de chants. Tout notre groupe encore à venir. La carte d'AERO 2025.
It's going to be a big victory flight.
Victory flight over to the eastern end of the field. Since we launched our Yellowbirds earlier,
Them flew occasional 3-ship heritage flights and 4-ship and 2-ship heritage flights, and now they're sticking back with the 3-ship heritage flight with the Hawker Hurricane, the Supermarine Spitfire, and P-51D Mustang.
of our victory flight, straight ahead of us, just above the hill.
Our Vintage Wings Heritage Flight, bottom side pass. Just want to let you know that I've actually been on CTV News because while I was on the photo booth and I was preparing for the next pass, this is when I saw a CTV News camera, and I did not expect that it was actually a CTV News camera. And then you could actually see me wearing a red sweater, and I'm actually on camera for one of the passes that you'll see here. The two passes that you'll see as the victory flight breaks off as they fly one at a time. Now for this next pass, this is the pass where you can see me on camera of the CTV News camera on the CTV News broadcast of AERO Gatineau Airshow. And here is the victory flight breaking one after another, which you would see me on the CTV News broadcast. You might notice that they didn't feature me on the cover photo, but I'm actually in the footage of the CTV News broadcast that was heard on the news of the 8th annual AERO Gatineau Airshow. Spitfire used to fly over a hurricane, but not anymore.
Ça ressemblait à l'hôtel de la Tipée de Séraphin. Petit hôtel de même avec 6 chambres. Petit hôtel de même, 6 chambres. C'est inclus, c'est chambre et pension. Puis Benjamin, là, dans ce temps-là, l'avion ne coûtait rien, les steaks se dépaient. Puis,
Canadian in the Royal Air Force and Canada's most outstanding fighter pilot of the first 18 months. there's our Mustang. Now back on the terra firma. Nearly 16,000 Mustangs. Air Force in 1978. And in a true testament to the incredible nature of the Mustang, the last Mustang in foreign.
And now it's time for Lewis and his FG-1D Corsair daytime display. A full aerobatic display of one of the fastest World War II fighters, one of the only ones that can fold up its wings.
Ils l'ont scrappé. L'année passée, finalement, ils l'ont vendu en scrap. Il était déclaré de scrap, supposément pas les parents des Américains qui l'ont acheté. Il va y avoir quelques sous avec.
Together with the F-6F Hellcat, the Corsair was responsible for the destruction of over 7,200 enemy aircraft in air-to-air combat. It achieved a kill-to-loss ratio of 11 to 1, the highest for any fighter plane in World War II.
Le Corsair est largement considéré comme le plus efficace des chasseurs basés sur porte-avions de toute la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. Développé et construit originellement par la compagnie Jean-Baptiste, il faut également fabriquer sur des équipements.
We've seen this Corsair before, the same paint scheme as 2023, and this is the second time that we've seen the same Corsair aerial display.
Extra aerodynamic benefits for greater streamlining. There's 1, 2, 3.
Fait un peu comme un peut-être la tête dans la vallée de Montfort. J'espère que...
Sur le théâtre du Pacifique, c'est celui qui était le Marshall dans le ciel, le Capt.
You know, you've been blessed in that since
Hey, look. It's got black hands.
down the lane there with all of the wonderful ground displays as well as our food trucks. It's located right at the end of that line. Just look for the two tents that are stuck together. Louis Horschel will be coming in just a moment to join Dave Hatfield and Joe Casnetto and Dave Hewitt and
That was a great F4U Corsair. That's actually pretty cool to watch, and it's great to have it back. Now you can see the Corsair folding up its wings, and now it's time for the PC-12 formation flight with two Pilatus PC-12s and their daytime flyby display. It's a dirty pass. The dirty pass is up next.
because the airplanes are dirty and need back. But because everything that you can hang off the airplane is essentially being hung off the airplane. The flaps are down, the wheels are down. This is about as slow as you can go in formation in two PC-12s. The dirty pass. Now, Michelle, we're going to talk about some of the creature comforts on board.
Il permet ainsi de desservir les destinations que les jets d'affaires réguliers ne peuvent atteindre en raison du manque d'équipement de pistes. Le PC-12 est capable d'utiliser des pistes non revêtues, soit des pistes de terre ou de pelouse.
Speeding things up a little bit, and the formation, the trail formation pass.
Oh, they're landing.
Michelle, I know that you were talking about the PT6.
Oh, there's the F8.
Le PC-12 maintenant qui revient. Retour au Pascal.
Is that what I think it is? That whistle?
Façon pour
Yeah.
l'équipe de pilote de Parfait. En tant qu'il depuis 2022. Et le chef pilote pour les PC-12, ça va être Trevor.
Now time for some fighter jet action as we have the full height show demo of the MiG-17F fighter jet with its amazing fire and afterburner. Time for the MiG-17PF.
Help create the phenomenon that we all know today as Top Gun.
Mesdames et messieurs, maintenant, de l'Ouest, voici le MiG-17.
We've seen a MiG-17PF in 2023, and now in 2025 we have a different variant, MiG-17, which is the F variant. And this is a good jet and this is one of the stars of the aerial display of AERO Gatineau Airshow this year.
$700 mph. High-speed pass.
Jet a été fondé en 2001 par Randy W. Ball. Après plus de 30 ans d'existence en Warbird,
It's the photo pass.
offrir au public
Get your camera ready.
des meetings aériens avec une équipe de pilotes et de jets de tout premier.
Professional aerobatics flying a variety of different aerobatic aircraft, including the Pitts S2B, the Extra 300.
Ceux qui étaient près du taxi, qui étaient près du tarmac.
That was a great sight.
De nos avions. Michael qui voulait vraiment. À la démission, le jet qui a continué à créer l'avion qui est resté le
And that's it for the Big 17 PM demonstration.
Now time for one of my favorite airshow performers, and now it's time for Trevor Rafferty and his Christen Eagle II.
He's on the roll. It's time for the Christen Eagle of Trevor.
So he is scared.
Now watch as Trevor Rafferty takes to the sky and then beautifully into the there's a hill there, there's trees there, Trevor. Pull off.
Trees, Trevor, trees.
Every time. It gives me a near heart attack when he does that.
Of course. So it's actually true. This plane did not want to fly. The engine did not want to stay running. And he had to land his Pitts Model 12 on a highway. Then they offered him this plane. And then here you go.
Eastern end of the field as he rolls up into the sky and over the top. He'll go through 5/8 of the loop. Hold it upside down for just a moment before rolling it upright. Again, that classic activity is designed to keep the short as the current stars for these expeditions. Right here at Show Center, a full 360-degree roll is now completed before it runs out of airspeed. And right there, at zero, he kicks in hard left rudder. Now keep your eye on the airplane as he snap rolls the airplane on the down line. And just before he runs out of altitude, he's back on the stick once again and levels out. Trevor. Crisscrossed around the region. He also likes to build things. He's built over 5 different weapons, including his Pitts Model 12. Look at him as he never sets in the sky there. So, Michelle, I was talking about Trevor being a home builder of aircraft. He's together. He painted the airplane in that apartment, and you might be wondering, so how did they get the airplane out of the apartment? This Christen Eagle II was built. And then the landlord knew about it. Well, when I asked the owner about that, he said,
Now there's Rick Hollywood Cup about to race Trevor.
as all the blood starts to rush to your head.
Ouais, on parle beaucoup de G dans les spectacles.
As all the blood starts to rush to your head.
Ouais, on parle beaucoup de G dans les spectacles. Encore une fois.
1, 2, 3. A 4-point roll. There's a side slip over the runway. Here we go. You might want to look there. Here we go. The truck's moving out of the way. Rick Hollywood Cup is ready to light the stacks. Light the afterburners. Get your cameras ready. Get ready. It's time for Bone Shaker. He's driving like a regular speed. Bone Shaker. Plug your ears. Here it comes out of the smoke.
Now time for a jet truck race with Bone Shaker versus Trevor Rafferty and his Christen Eagle II. And this is the second time we've ever seen Bone Shaker at AERO Gatineau Airshow, because we haven't seen him since 2022 when he was racing Rick Volker and his Zukoi.
Let's run the numbers, Michelle.
Yes, look at that truck.
That jet engine boasting 18,000 horsepower.
18,000 horsepower.
18,000 horsepower, giving it a maximum thrust of 12,000 pounds. That's without afterburner. You see the afterburner being lit right now. When he's at full afterburner, 36,000 pounds coming out of the tailpipe. 36,000 pounds of thrust out of the tailpipe of Bone Shaker.
Get ready for this. He's gonna do it first.
36 000 livres de poussée. On parle de 16 000 livres de poussée pour un F-18. C'est 20 000 livres de poussée de plus que ça.
Here we go. Yep. There we go. He's coming in. He's going serious, I can tell. Attention belt, and here we go. Go! The plane's way out front. There comes the bone shaker! Oh, yeah! How about that?
Christen Eagle biplane.
Ouais, à mi-chemin. D'ailleurs, au stationnement.
See, he's already stopped. The bone shaker's already stopped. See, he's got a longer length of runway.
On a pas choqué, ils ont été mis à la brûlante, on a eu l'occasion de voir les flammes derrière son appareil. Aujourd'hui, on a eu la première du challenge, le 1 de 2. Donc, on démonte Christen Eagle avec Trevor Rafferty 1, Bone Shaker 0, et on reprend ça très rapidement.
Still coming from the bone shaker.
Give it up for Rick Hollywood Cup, the driver of the bone shaker, ladies and gentlemen.
But we can't forget about this CF-18 Hornet, the second jet that's been brought to Gatineau Airport, flown by the famous CF-18 demo pilot from 2022, Captain Jesse Hayward-Smith, call sign Modem. He was the one who brought the second jet, and now he's going off for a routine flight, because he's just flying around the Ottawa and Gatineau area. Because he's not part of the Gatineau aerial display, he's here because he is usually familiar with these air shows, because he's still a tactical demo pilot, and we might see him in the near future.
Now in the distance, over the trees, the 737 has arrived. Here he comes, here he comes.
Now time for a Boeing 737-300 flight past, because we only saw this same exact paint scheme in 2023 and 2024. Since then, we never seen the one since 2021, that beautiful painted 737-400. This one is much different, except this year we have a different variant, and it's much longer in length, and it could carry much more passengers. And this plane is going to be a big one, because this is one of the biggest aircraft that we have at this air show.
L'aéronef permet de servir des clubs sportifs, des groupes artistiques, des congressistes et des groupes touristiques. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, en configuration d'atterrissage, c'est-à-dire avec volet baissé, train d'atterrissage descendu pour un passage à basse vitesse, le 737-300 de Nord.
Landing gear is down. Here's the slow speed pass. Over the runway by
There's Captain Caitie Clapp. Snowbird 2. Here he comes. Look, just looks like one of those movies. Let's hope it doesn't do like the movies. Wow, wow, that's fast. Let's watch now as Captain Hayward Smith lights the afterburners and takes off at center stage.
As Modem did a flyover before he left, it's now time for the CJ6 in its next display as the Red Dragon in the sky, except he's performing at a much lower altitude with much more maneuvers than he had before.
Now it's time for Canadian Queen to take off.
Martin is up next. Without his Yak 55 once again, he has a different aircraft, as this year is his final season that he'll ever be flying before he retires as an aerobatic pilot. And you can see he's doing a flat spin. Usually it's a maneuver that you can't pull out, but it's a piece of cake for him because he pulled out of it no problem.
Martin, c'est un perfectionniste, puis il aime partager son savoir, former des pilotes, en faire des meilleurs pilotes. Donc, on peut voir, il a commencé sa performance ici, vous allez voir comment c'est gracieux, ce qu'il peut faire avec un système de lift.
Now, Martin is flying a basic aerobatic aircraft. He teaches aerobatics in this airplane as he goes over the top into a nice barnstormer's loop. I understand, or at least I always say, that's one of the first aerobatic maneuvers that you learn when taking training from someone like Martin.
Actually, one
And you need to be able to recover out of that spin.
exactly, that's why we emphasize this part of their learning.
So Martin is making it look so simple, but I know in an aircraft like this, he's working quite hard to coach this aircraft through some of these aerobatic maneuvers.
Oh yeah, it looks simple, but he's working hard.
La beauté de voir sur cet Explorer, c'est que ces manœuvres sont vraiment lentes. On a l'occasion de voir vraiment une pochette de dentelle dans le ciel.
En plus, que c'est une gestion de son énergie avec la
Décrochage, la belle carrément qui a décroché.
Now time for the C-45, known as Canadian Queen. the aircraft that's doing flight passes after it just flew with the Geronimo parachute team that flew today. Unfortunately, the Geronimo parachute team display couldn't make it to this video because I wasn't able to film it because I was in a different spot, but I managed to give you some shots of the flight passes of the Canadian Queen C-45 as it does its flight pass before landing.
The F-18 Hornet, are you ready?
Of course, we can't have an air show without showing a fast jet tactical display, and this is the CF-188 or CF-18 tactical demonstration of 2025.
This is the dirty pass.
This is the tactical CF-18 demo pilot with the CF-18 Hornet based at Bagotville, Quebec. And this is an entertaining solo sequence, and then we'll see Modem coming back and doing a flyover and touch and go before landing.
I don't know. Oh, wait a minute.
Look who we found while we were watching the CF-18 Hornet. After I saw Captain Caitie Clapp, I decided to head back to the photo booth to watch the rest of the display, because Captain Caitie Clapp told me the Snowbirds were up next after the CF-18 tactical demo, and here's the view again back on the photo booth.
Top speed of the CF-18 is Mach 1.8.
It's two General Electric F404 engines that has like the GE 400 turbofan engines. This propels this jet to go up to a max speed up to Mach 1.8, or 1,814 kilometers per hour, and 1,127 to 1,190 miles per hour. Not so bad for a 4th generation fighter jet. With its General Electric F404 engines producing over 32,000 pounds of thrust, which is more thrust than all 11 Snowbirds combined, it can perform a great vertical climb on takeoff. Exactly like we've seen with the CF-18 demonstration team.
Le plafond, il peut monter à vitesse ascensionnelle en moyenne en mètres, 254 mètres.
I'm not tired of doing touch and goes on runway 27, so we're going to switch it up here.
So it's a third one.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to do a touch and go here on runway 09 here. This one coming in from the left with just a slight tailwind.
Touch and go. Wait, what? He didn't put the gear up? touchdown.
Bagotville, Quebec, the three-wing Bagotville, Quebec, a big round of applause.
Wow. Le commandant de la base, par n'importe qui, mesdames et messieurs, le colonel Philippe Reynolds Bam Bam, aux commandes de son CF18.
That was great.
Celui qui a la responsabilité des 12 escadrons de la base de Bagotville, une des 12 bases qui sont équipées de CF18 et qui ont des appareils prêts à décoller 24 heures par jour, 365 jours par année. Il y a toujours des appareils CF18 qui sont prêts à décoller à l'intérieur de quelques minutes seulement.
That was late. Absolutely full length.
Avec des appareils qui sont en état de prêt. En anglais, on dit readiness. Donc, on est toujours prêt à intervenir. Et on parle de plusieurs milliers de fois où les CF18 ont eu à intervenir lorsqu'il y a eu des intrusions.
Now that the tactical CF-18 demo jet is on the ground again, it's not over yet, because look who's right over me.
Now another CF-18 Hornet just arrived.
Captain Jesse Hangard-Smith is back with us again, which is known as callsign Modem. He's back with the CF-18 Hornet. He's going to be doing a touch and go and another flight pass before landing the CF-18 tactical jet from three-wing Bagotville, Quebec.
The first of two touch and goes here at the Gatineau Airport.
Oh boy. Here we go. Showtime. Captain Jesse Hangard-Smith in the CF-18 Hornet. Wow. It's gonna be a touch and go because no landing lights is on. Maybe it is.
And it doesn't even bother the airplane. It's designed to do that. If you look close up at that landing gear when you taxi, and then we'll be turning the microphone over to your Canadian Forces Snowbirds.
Snowbirds is my favorite.
What a great afternoon it's been here at AERO Gatineau. The Saturday edition. We had a great time yesterday with the Twilight Show culminating.
officier des arts physiques, le capitaine Phil Rochon, originaire.
Now, what you've all been waiting for, the Snowbirds are about to start up. Let's get ready to go to the cockpit of Snowbird 1.
Les avions des Snowbirds sont stationnés très près des spectateurs et lorsque les moteurs seront démarrés, ils vont créer une énorme quantité de bruit. À ce moment, s'il vous plaît, ouvrez vos oreilles et soyez certains que celles de vos soucis sont protégées également. Après le démarrage des moteurs, l'équipe se déplacera vers la piste pour un décollage. The Snowbird aircraft are parked quite close to the spectator area, and once engines are started, they will generate a tremendous amount of noise. When they start, please cover your ears and ensure that those of children around you are protected as well. Following the start, the team will taxi to the runway and take off.
Here we go. And once again, it's time for a Jet National Aerobatic team, and you can't do better at Gatineau than the 2025 Canadian Forces Snowbirds. And with our favorite pilot, Captain Caitie Clapp, which you see in this formation. And now you can see right now Snowbird 1, Major Brett Handy from Whiteville, Ontario. And right behind is one of our favorites that we were talking about earlier, Captain Caitie Clapp from Ottawa, Ontario, known as Snowbird 2. And during this airshow display with the Canadian Forces Snowbirds, since we've seen them on Canada Day and June 30th, they had a regular jet trainer sound. But this time, like 2021 and 2024, they had a cool whistling sound that you can hear whenever they fly over or perform a loop in front of you. This is what they call a blue note. And when I was with Captain Caitie Clapp on the Sunday, she had no idea that you can hear the blue note coming from the jets of the Snowbirds, because we've been hearing that since 2021 and it came back again in 2024. It's almost like a crazy mystery of why the Tutors make that whistling sound, and you might have been able to hear it on the Friday 2025 display of the Snowbirds during their start of their display. If you heard it, leave a comment down below and let us know.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Royal Canadian Air Force and the commander of the RCAF and everything out, and all the other commanders of the entire Canadians and all members of 431 Air Demonstration Squadron, welcome to the 2025 Canadian Forces Snowbirds performance. As the Snowbirds taxi, they're gonna get ready because without stopping, they're gonna go straight, line up at the runway in preparation to departure. As you can see now, they're about in preparation to departure. Now, Snowbird 1 is on the roll. Oh, going to a stop. Or never mind. He's on the roll. Get your cameras ready. The Snowbirds are cleared for takeoff. They are the 2025 Snowbirds.
As the team prepares for their shakeout, I'll be telling you a little bit of the jets they'll be using in our performance today. The Canadair CT-114 Tutor, built in the early 1960s, which was the Royal Canadian Air Force's primary jet trainer until the year 2000. The single General Electric J85 jet engine produces over 2,700 pounds of thrust, which propels this relatively light aircraft to speeds up to 400 knots, or even much faster, the top speed, and with a top speed around 486 miles an hour or 782 kilometers per hour. With the straight wing design and the final tune controls make this jet a classic sports car of the air. With its exceptional maintenance from their qualified technicians, the Tutor continues to serve as the perfect platform for aerobatic formations. And incredibly, the Snowbirds had an awesome season this year and a perfect weekend. All year long and almost all week for this air show, their final Canadian show, they've been doing high show performances almost everywhere across North America, except probably 2 low shows, except for the rest, perfect weather for high shows. And this year they have 2 new maneuvers. They have the Hero Split and a 7-ship Canada Burst from 2019, and a maneuver that they had from the Red Arrows, the Tornado, which we'll see in the aerial display of the Snowbirds.
Now, look straight ahead and look for those iconic 9 twinkling lights, because it is about to begin. It is my great honor to ask you all to look straight ahead for the 9 twinkling lights and listen for team lead Major Brad Handy as he calls for the team to check in. Snowbird 1.
And now it's time to wrap up AERO Gatineau Airshow Saturday with the finale of the show, the 2025 Snowbirds. I hope you enjoy.
Now let's go to the cockpit of Snowbird 1 Major Brad Handy as he calls for the team to check in.
We'll stay here for like the grid and stuff, but do a video with that.
Des Forces canadiennes 2025. your 2025 Canadian Forces Snowbirds. Les voici, les Snowbirds des Forces canadiennes 2025. Try to listen for that blue note. Left wing position to Snowbird 3.
One of my buddies and he's like,
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's
Now let's watch as they run in for the inverted wedge, bottom side pass, and loop.
I also advise to everyone that does that.
Regardez à gauche. Regardez à droite.
If you sit there and
Loop
you
to your
don't
right.
push
For the
yourself
inverted wedge,
to
bottom
go
side
farther,
pass, and loop.
you're not going to go anywhere.
shop in Wainwright.
Exactly. So, if you want to do this cool stuff, you have to learn.
Alright, as the Snowbirds are setting up, they're getting ready for their next pass with the 9 twinkling lights coming in. Now, look to your left for a swept out, so bottom side pass and loop. Here they come for the big diamond roll and loop. Now look straight ahead for the 9 twinkling lights. Let's watch as the Snowbirds present the Hero Split. passes for the knife edge as they perform the knife edge pass.
Au Québec. Captain Clapp, un ancien instructeur de arrêté et apporte à l'équipe plus de 2700 heures de vol.
Now, from behind, Snowbirds 1 through 7 will switch to big wedge into big aero loop. Now here come the solos as they fly canopy to canopy in the mirror pass. Now look straight ahead for Snowbirds 1 through 7 as they run in for the Canada burst. And here come the solos as they break up. Souls roll down. From the right, get your cameras ready as they run in for the line abreast roll and loop. Now, look straight ahead for a special maneuver, because this maneuver is for you.
The Snowbirds are dedicated to this night to our former squadron mate, who has patiently waited 3 years for this moment. Today's number 2 wants to...
goes the four-wing cross. Next up, the double diamond roll from the right. And from behind, here come the two solos. From the left, the Snowbirds' newest maneuver, they present the Tornado. One of the most toughest formations the Snowbirds have ever done. If you didn't hear them, they like to take this time to highlight our dedicated technicians to ensure we have safe and operational jets day in and day out. Their performance would not have been possible without these amazing members of our team. Round of applause. Here they come with our 9-plane line abreast formation. Don't put your camera down yet. This is going to be another photo opportunity. Get your cameras ready for this one and look left for the impressive Big Diamond topside pass. Changed to a bigger formation called the Canada Goose as they run in for the Canada Goose to Big Diamond Loop. Oh my goodness, here we go. flying the 9th plane aerobatic team requires, most physically demanding and about split-second decision-making. Snowbird 1, the boss, Major Brett Handy from Wyville, Ontario. He was known as a CF-18 Hornet pilot, and he flew as Snowbird 9 since 2011 to 2013. He joined the Snowbirds again in 2024 as the team leader, and he's on his 2nd season as the team leader. Now, get your cameras ready for this final maneuver to land. Get ready for this one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch as the team prepares for the downward palm split. And let's listen as Snowbird 1 calls Snowbirds. Split now. Your 2025 Canadian Forces Snowbirds. Both Snowbirds, the Fox Canadien Junior Vincent. How about that? You have now just witnessed. You have just witnessed a 2,800 and unknown. You have just witnessed the 2,800 show and the Snowbirds' 55-year history. And for lastly, my favorite pilot I might go see is our inner right wing position, Snowbird 2, Captain Caitie Clapp from Ottawa, Ontario. Captain Clapp actually sat in a C-130 search and rescue role and a CT-156 Harbor 2 as an instructor. Now let's see Snowbird 9. That includes day number 2 of AERO Gatineau 2025.
I gotta say, you have been one.
That was a great show.
We hope that you have been entertained, or we hope that perhaps you've been inspired to pursue your dreams, whatever they might be.
Here comes Major Brett Handy.
A career in any of what aviation industry has to offer, whether it's in civilian or
Snowbird
military applications. Lots and lots of careers, including flying airplanes, designing airplanes, maintaining airplanes, controlling airplanes, like our friends at Canada do, and are assisting our airbots.
Here is my favorite one, Captain Caitie Clapp from Ottawa, Ontario.
And the aviation industry.
Vous avez tout à fait raison. On a l'école ici sur notre aviation qui fait que
Everybody wants to go home all at the same time. Inevitably, there's going to be some traffic jam-ups out there as we move you out as quickly as possible, as safely as possible. We ask that you just be patient, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll get you home safe. You don't have to rush off. I'm sure there's some refreshments still available. The static display is available for you to take a look at. Hey, I've got another idea for you folks. You can stop by the autograph. I know the AERO Gatineau volunteers will greatly appreciate your help in picking up that litter and your personal belongings. and either putting them in a garbage receptacle or taking them home with you, including the loved ones that you showed up at the air show with. Make sure you go home, at least with the same amount of people that you know, that you arrive with here in the morning at AERO Gatineau 2025. We also want to remind you again, no smoking anywhere on the airport grounds. That includes cannabis and as well as vaping. And those proper buildings, those community schools and schools, are very appreciated by you.
Alright, on behalf of our Royal Canadian Airport and our Canadian Forces Snowbirds Commander and the Commander of all members of our team and all members of 421 Air Squadron, thank you for joining us today. It's been their honor and a pleasure to perform for you. Let's watch the next second. Alright. Thank you for joining Storm Surfer Madness today. It's been an honor and a pleasure to film this for you. As the snowbirds are going to be refueled, this is the last day I'm on the photo pit. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Now I'm going to go see Caitie Clapp again. This is it for Stormy Super Madness at the photo pit. All here. Hey Caitie Clapp, that was amazing flying. I'll see you tomorrow. Now, on our way out, we found the two CT-102Bs. There's one, and there's two, the new trainers of the Royal Canadian Air Force. Let's check out the rest of the static display on the way back. Here's the Bone Shaker jet truck that raced the Christen Eagle, which is over there.
Meanwhile, we got some movements happening.
Now here's the C-130J Hercules. A very big aircraft. Yep. I can see it's like, it's almost like Canadian because it has Canadian geese on it. Yep. Well, this includes our Stormy Super Madness. The next day will be the last day of AERO Gatineau, which will be Sunday, involving the CJ6 Mix 17 PC-12s and the Snowbirds and CF-18 and Bone Shaker, followed by the Christen Eagle. And as for me, and also, Ren, it's goodbye for now.